Hello guys, welcome back to X-tricated, and it is KB and DDB right
and
here.
it's very exciting this moment.
Very beautiful evening.
Oh my god. So we're recording this on a super Sunday, and Arsenal just won Manchester United. Oh my god. We were recording before the game ended, and oh my god, when we saw the winning goal, I jumped.
Yes, there's so much excitement right here, right now. So anyway, we're not going to dwell on that. We are going to just jump right into the topic for today.
Yeah.
And today we are going to be talking about everyone's favorite subcontinent.
Hey.
Because it's not just a country. It's much bigger than a country. It's both in landmass and in population. We are talking about India.
Dumachale.
In case you didn't already know, DDB is a Bollywood fan.
A huge fan, by the way. A huge fan. I love, like, one of the movies that I started watching Indian movies was Tararumpum, Saif Ali Khan, and I've forgotten her name, Rani Mukherjee.
He's about to geek out on India movies.
Yeah, I'm not going to that.
He's about to geek out.
Let me not do that. Let me not do that. But then I love Aishwarya Rai, and then I love, I love them. I love a whole lot of. I can name actors for you. But anyway, we're talking about more than just the Bollywood. We're talking about the Indian economy, when they got their independence, and how they are doing today. Today they are the third largest economy in the world, right? Fifth largest economy in the world, but using nominal GDP calculation, but using PPP, right, purchasing power parity, they are third, right, with over $10 trillion GDP. But see, we're not going to go into those technical terms today. So yeah, KB.
Okay, so India, as you know, is a Southeast Asian country, and is one of the giants when it comes to things like tech these days. Tech, manufacturing, biochemicals, medicine, and all that. And the popularity of India it didn't just start today, actually. Yeah. India actually got their independence in like 1947, right? Yeah. And when they came out, they just went directly into more of a communist rule. Right, David?
Yeah, exactly. They had agreements with the Soviet Union as at then, right after the World War II. So that helped them because they were not open to trade agreement with other organizations and other countries. So they were having most of their relationship with the Soviet Union. And right after the collapse of the Soviet Union, that ended for them.
Yes.
And so they had to find
ushered in a new
era
in their economy. So India currently has a population of 1.4 billion. I didn't even
1.417. If I'm not mistaken, let me get the right stat.
I didn't even know that. I always assumed that the population of China was 1.3 billion, and that of India was 1 billion, right? But now they are both as 1.4, but China is a little bit above. But we expect that by the end of this year, the population of India is going to
should be higher than that
of
that of China.
So there are 1.417 billion people currently identifying themselves as Indian citizens.
And guess what? After 1991, they ushered a new era, and then they were open. You know, as I said, before 1991, when they were having relationship with the Soviet Union, they really were not open to the market, were not open to trade, and they didn't have relationship with other countries. So what happened was that the IMF, International Monetary Fund, like they wanted help from the IMF, but IMF said they are not going to help them except they open their borders and start joining trade organizations, and also have relationship with other countries. And that was how they opened their economy, and then they started moving gradually, and then I think they got investment from IMF as well.
Yes, and you just mentioned population. That's a very big factor in what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
We're basically going to talk about how much this population.
It's really
This
helping.
population has actually aided in the growth of India's economy. Having a country, watching a country like India explode in population and seeing a proportional increase in their economic standing is something that actually make one think, especially being Nigerians ourselves.
Yeah.
Nigeria is currently talked about as the most populous, the highest concentration of black people in the world.
Yeah.
You understand? We are the most populous African country. We are the most populous black nation, basically. And it seems that we are not able to tap into the
Human
population,
resources,
the human
yeah,
resources
human
that
resources
we have
we have,
currently.
yeah.
And some people even look at the explosion and they feel like it's a bad thing. Understand?
But then,
In our case, it seems like a bad thing, actually.
yes.
When you look at a country that has over 1.4 billion and they are actually doing well.
Let me show you one stat, right? Out of that 1.4 billion people that are there in India, guess what? There are over 1.1 billion people that are working.
You understand?
You get
Over 1.1 billion people are working. The funny thing is that only 5% of India's population, about 5% of India's population, is actually skilled labor.
yes.
You understand? So what do you think of doctors, lawyers, and whatnot? You know, the white collar jobs that you
Yeah.
prefer. That makes up only like 5% of the population.
Yes.
So many of these people are into more of manufacturing jobs, agriculture, and stuff like
Exactly. So you remember when we talked about IMF helping India during that period? So they went into like this transition into from agriculture, majorly agriculture, into industrialization and services, right? And what they did is that they tried to complement the agricultural efforts with the industrialization. So they had to make sure that okay, fine, whatever they are doing agricultural wise, they have to connect it to industrialization, because we have to create processing plants, we have to create finished goods, you understand? So okay, why not from agri to still inside India, process it, package it, and then export it.
Yes.
You understand? So that's how they complemented it. And then guess what? The increase in industries, the increase in companies for that particular purpose has now increased the amount of labor of people in those industries, in the farms, processing plants, and all that. So skilled labor, as he said, is as 5%, very few.
But 5% is still a lot.
Yeah, 5% is a lot for
a country that is
over 1.4.
So make no mistake.
Yeah, it's not small.
Mistake right here. It's not something small. I also wanted to mention, we talked about an increased population, So when you have an increased population, you have a very large labor force, and in this population, when you look at like the median age for Indians,
oh my,
it's 28. If you look at some of the powerful, I mean, as a Nigerian, you know that there's a reason why a lot of us are going into countries like Canada, going to European countries and whatnot. What's the reason? They have an aging workforce.
Yeah,
they have more older people than younger people, and you know that you need younger, able-bodied people to take care of whatever kind of job, be it white collar or blue collar, whatever.
And actually, that's an advantage for an industrialized economy, because if you're having that young blood inside those places, inside that industry, working in the farm, processing plants, all those areas, one, the energy is not going to deplete. You understand? There's going to be a culture. It's already a culture in India. You understand? Because they've been building this for over 15 years. You understand? So it's not a culture that okay, fine, we have a family, we have farms. Basically, if you watch Indian movies, you see different castes. Caste is basically a tribe. You understand? Tribe or family or a clan. You get? So they call it caste. So they have different castes, and you see different castes have different farms. You understand? And they actually register them as businesses. It's not like Nigerians where we don't. You understand? And let's not even talk about how easy it is to actually do business in India.
Oh,
yeah, their policies are actually easy for anybody to actually go into. Funny enough, you wanted to mention something. It's actually it's a disgrace to Nigeria. A big disgrace.
Okay. Comparing, since it seems like we're comparing India and Nigeria right now, the ease of doing business, according to a statistic carried out ranking 190 countries around the world
In 2020.
in 2020, the ease of doing business in Nigeria is 131st, and Nigeria ranks 131st
Out of 190
countries, and this is meant to be the largest economy in Africa. It's
Just
meant
imagine.
to be. So it kind of shows that we have kind of stagnated.
Yeah.
Yes, we achieved a status, you understand, but without a change, real change very soon, we are going to be overtaken by countries like Rwanda, for example.
And by the way, Rwanda is actually part of the top 20 and the top 30 easiest, very easy countries to actually do business in.
You can understand. So compare that to India. India is 61st. I mean
63rd.
63rd. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was 61st. India is 63rd in ease of doing business. That's where they rank, and that may not seem very high. I mean, it seems like as if it's dead in the middle. Okay, no, it's a little bit.
It's actually
above
high.
average.
It's above
Actually,
average, yes.
it's above average. But then, when you actually look at factors like, okay, does it seem like as if this country actually is overpopulated?
Yeah.
You realize that, oh, okay, this might actually be there's a balance between that population and ease of doing business, because sometimes when you look at it, you don't talk about ease of doing business maybe for foreigners coming to invest directly in India, but then also people doing business within India, contributing to the nation's economic progress. Understand? And one of the major problems that we've had in Nigeria, especially among people trying to do MSMEs and all that, we have people complaining that, oh, Nigeria is so brutal when it comes to doing business. The different policies are making you make you feel like a knife is at your neck, like they're suffocating you. Exactly. So anyway, Nigeria is ranked as medium. It's not like as if it's ranked as hard, even though we are 131st.
Yeah.
It's ranked as medium.
Yes.
So maybe it's a little bit for the fact that maybe people trying to do business from outside are finding it to be easier than people doing business from within.
So I want to ask you a question, KB.
Okay.
What do you think Nigeria is not doing right compared to India? Because if you look at it, their employment rate is unemployment rate is
Unemployment rate.
it's 8 point something percent. That out of 2020 and 2021, but that of Nigeria is over
30%.
Over 30%.
And we don't even have up to
quarter
of
their population. You
More like
understand?
1/8.
So to be honest, right?
1/7.
To be honest, yeah, I feel I've asked you the question. Let me answer the question. Answer the question, KB. What do you think?
So okay, with this population, India has, I think we even mentioned it earlier, India has focused a lot on manufacturing. You understand? They have this Made in India initiative currently.
Yeah,
that is
their prime minister.
It's actually kind of like a new initiative by Narendra Modi,
Yeah,
and he's focusing more. I mean, India has always been one of those countries where people go for manufacturing for cheap labor. You understand? Where you have more people working, labor is always going to be cheaper. You're going to have more people working. You're going to spread out the cost and still save on those costs.
Let's not forget. Do you know that most tech companies that are in US and Europe, they use India for their call centers?
Yes, exactly. you could be somewhere. Let's say you could be in Texas, and maybe you need customer care support. Maybe for something. Maybe
it's an Indian that you're going to talk to. An Indian that
maybe for a drone you bought. And then you call and then you hear, oh, hello, my name is Steve from Ohio.
But you clearly hear the accent.
But then the person might be all the way in India.
Yeah.
Yes, so they outsource a lot of jobs to India based on the fact that there are a lot of people that are working. There are a lot of people that are able-bodied. There are a lot of people that are creative also.
Yeah.
But aside from the fact that India has focused a lot on manufacturing, it's also something that they are also focusing on now, and it's education. It's not like India is not it's not an educated country, but they know that they can improve a lot more. Because, like I said earlier, a lot of India's population, or just about 5% of India's population, rather, not a lot, is
just
skilled labor.
Yeah.
You understand? That is a lot. That is a lot compared to, you know.
5% of 100. Continue.
Okay.
I'm just trying to munch the calculation.
Okay. So that is a lot, but still 5% is 5%. You understand? So they want to up that value. They want to, you know, as much as they focus on manufacturing, they still also want to be giants when it comes to things like tech. I mean, they're already giants, but maybe they want to be the global leader. So they are still trying to invest more in getting people into prestigious universities. Like they have programs for that, both within the country and outside of the country. Once they identify, oh, this person has the talent, or maybe this person has the potential to be the next, I don't know, maybe Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg or something, or Steve Jobs, you know, they will send you to the appropriate. They send you for the appropriate training. You understand? They actually have that. So they are actually if you think about it, it's still more of an investment in the human capital, the human resources. You understand? Labor is a very big factor of production. If you remember your basic economics, you know, we talk about the factors of production. If you have labor, you have almost everything. So if you have the money and you don't have the labor to work for you, then it's nothing. You understand? So India has a lot of the labor. India has a lot of the labor, and they are consolidating on that.
Just imagine 70 million.
So they have 70 million people,
skilled labor,
that are skilled in the country.
I think that's enough. Not really enough, but that's fair for a country like that to actually manage certain things. 70 million is actually fair enough. You get actually
spread around different industries. Yes, I get that. So you know, so that's what I feel. You know, they focus on manufacturing, and not just that. Now they're focusing on education too. So they're just trying to see how, you know, going into this world where it seems like tech is king. Sorry, not that it seems like tech is king. Tech is
king, man.
And to be honest, India has controlled tech for quite a while.
And they will, and I think they will continue.
But they feel like it's not yet enough.
Yeah, they want more.
They want more, and they're focusing on stuff like that. And then still, you know, we talked about biochemical research, medicine, all that.
Yeah, they're still trying to improve on that. When it comes to medical research and biochemicals, they are really improving there.
You know, during the COVID, the whole COVID problem, they are part of the countries that actually produced vaccines for COVID. You know, so they are focusing on
put them on the map. Actually,
exactly.
Yeah, they actually put them on the map.
So it's not they don't just want to be known as manufacturers.
Yeah, and agriculturists. That's not what they want.
Because they want even more.
Yeah, because agriculture is basically 42% That's like of the people that are actually working right now in India, 42% are in agriculture at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, over 42% are in agriculture. You get, and that's a whole lot. So for me, when it comes to Nigeria, I feel we're not using we're not using the human resources that we have well, and number two, I think why we're not using that is because we're not utilizing or we're not creating the environment for Nigerians to actually work. You understand? Because we're talking about industrialization, for example. Nigeria has mineral resources.
Yes.
You understand? So why not industrialize that industry? Well, like, okay, fine. Why not create communities so that you can actually have mining rigs? You understand? Like real mining rigs.
Nigeria is blessed with so many mineral resources.
Exactly. So if you can do that, and then keep inside each community, you actually employ people to actually work in those rigs. You understand? That's enough. You understand?
You know,
It's going to solve a lot of problems.
The other day we
Insecurity
talked
is
about.
one.
The other day we talked about that lithium thing
Yes.
concerning Tesla.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even actually have to wait for Tesla to come.
Yeah.
You understand? We have a ministry, the ministry headed by Dr. Pantami, and
Information.
that's information technology and the digital economy, right?
Yeah.
So that industry should be able to work in tandem with Ministry of Mining,
And natural resources.
you know, and natural resources. Be able to work in tandem with them because his ministry is, he has done quite a decent job.
He actually done
He has
that.
done
But
quite a
he has
decent
actually
job.
tried. Yeah, he actually tried.
We actually have to give him his flowers for that.
Yeah.
But where one thing they can do is to work in tandem with the mind. You can actually liaise with people. There are actually billionaires in this country that can invest
Yeah.
in something like lithium mining,
Yeah.
because lithium is the next gold. Lithium is the next gold. Within the next half a decade, lithium is going to be. I think that's even too much, right?
That's too
It's
much.
going to be the most sought after mineral.
Do you know how companies are now like on the race, like the race to actually build cars that dwell on lithium batteries? There's a
yes.
race for that.
You know,
Everybody wants to do it sharp.
The Minister of Mining and Natural Resources wanted Tesla to come and establish their plants here. That was a good idea. To create jobs.
But I think
But if you think about it,
Nigeria are waiting for people to come and directly invest. They won't actually invest. It's like you as a guy or anybody that wants to actually start a business and you're saying, okay, fine, I need money first to start. No. An investor is not going to invest in you that you've not started anything. You have to start something. Let me see what you've started first before I can come and invest in you. You get back. So that's what Nigeria needs to do when they start. That's why India actually booming, because investing
people
now,
saw
like
things working.
ASAP, asking for money is not a problem.
Yes.
And then another
venture
problem
capitalists are running there.
running into India because there's a human resource. Why is it that major companies, Amazon are there, Facebook are there? Why is it that those companies are inside India but they are not in Nigeria?
Exactly.
You get
So they actually have to see you working, and especially in the field of tech, I think Nigeria has started coming up, especially in cities like Lagos.
Yeah.
Lagos is the tech capital of
But
Nigeria.
even this tech capital that we're talking about,
They are not even still finding it easy.
it's just fintech. It's just fintech.
Fintech actually.
That
yes,
is where
it's
things
fintech.
are working now in Nigeria, right? But there's so much potential there. Now, the next thing, the policies. That's where we talked about the ranking of 132. That so if policies are made easy in this country, trust me, investment is going to come. But not just investment, even inward investment. You're talking about Nigerians investing in certain things.
Yes.
In mining and all that, right? They don't have the faith to invest. Why? Because of the policies.
Because you don't even know what to expect.
Yeah, because they like to invest in the Middle East now. Nigerian billionaires like to invest in the Middle East or in Europe. You understand? Than to invest inside their country. Why? Because the policies here in Nigeria does not favor them.
And most times, if money goes out of Nigeria based on investments, profits don't really come back to Nigeria.
It stays
The
there.
whole concept of multinational companies. If you take a look at some of the companies that are multinationals that are operating in Nigeria, their profits can come in here. Their profits are going back to their country, so it's not really helping us. Some employment opportunities are there, but in reality, that's like I was trying to say, as the minister told the Tesla representative they should come and establish a plant in Nigeria. Believe me, sometimes those things can actually happen, but then the top jobs will still go to people from that country, from USA.
Exactly, because they don't trust your human resources here. You've not shown that your
if you can have a country of about 200 million people and you didn't already even start it, it makes it a little bit suspicious.
Like,
you understand?
So how can I trust you? How should I trust you? Where should I even trust you?
So many of the jobs that you even think that you can get are not even the skilled ones. You're going to be getting unskilled labor or skilled professionals being underpaid.
Exactly, cheap labor,
things like that.
That's what we are for.
So it's much better if you start when it starts, and then it seems like Nigeria is making a killing from lithium exports. More people will be interested in coming to, and it's going to be even easier to understand on the Nigerians too, because they start valuing your human resource capital, and pay you, compensate you better, be more interested in employing you, those type of things. So stuff like that we actually need to think about.
Anyway, that's our own cup of tea for today. Do you have anything to say?
More like $1 million.
Alright guys, it was good talking about this. Guys, have a good week, and yeah.